Obituaries are sponsored by Colonial Funeral Home and Stokes Chapel, Fair, Ray, and Perry Spencer Funeral Homes, Boone & Cook Funeral Home and Crematory.
Lisa Harless, 57, of Axton, died last night. Arrangements are incomplete at Fair Funeral Home. James Jim Leroy Smith, 75, died Thursday. A family gathering is being held tomorrow from 1 until 2 at Fair Funeral Home. He was born in Lamar, Colorado, was a U.S. Army veteran, owner and operator of the Exhaust Center in Eden. Survivors include his wife of 32 years, Carolyn Lee Smith of the home, daughter Tammy Buckland and Steve, and stepsons Kevin Aliff and Rhea of High Point, and Paul Aliff and Jennifer of Alpharetta, Georgia. 5 grandchildren and sisters, Shirley Simonelli, Arlene Kemp, and Marilyn Randazzo, all of Largo, Florida. Services for Annie Mae Martin Young, 96, of Eden, are tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Den River Wesleyan Church, with burial at Overlook Cemetery. Fair Funeral Home is serving the family. Memorial services for Madeline Marie Peterson Seabolt, 80, of Stoneville, are today at 2 o'clock at New Vision Fellowship, where she was a member. Colonial Funeral Home is serving the family. Public viewing for James Ricky Hatcher, 64, of Stoneville, is today from 1 until 7 at Perry Spencer Funeral Home, Madison. Services will be live streamed tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Graveside services for Henry V. Haley, 63, of Martinsville, are tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Public viewing today from 1 until 7 at Perry Spencer Funeral Home in Madison. Burial will be at Haley Family Cemetery in Ridgeway. Garnet Lee Edwards, 69, of Reedsville, died Friday. Graveside services are tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Happy Home Church Cemetery. He was born in Leakesville and retired with 48 years of service at Caristan Rug Mill. Survivors: wife Kathleen Willard Edwards, children Jennifer Edwards and Michael Edwards of Ruffin, Gary Edwards and wife Christy of Reedsville, Marissa Edwards of Ruffin, siblings Stella Pratt and husband Bailey of Eden, Sue Strader and husband Dennis, Kay Delancey and Lynn Wilson, all of Ruffin, Charles Edwards of Reedsville, 3 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. Memorial contributions may be directed to Hospice of Burlington. Boone & Cook Funeral Home is serving the family. Funeral services for Margie Lee Mabe Ziegler, 78, are today at 1 o'clock at Ray Funeral Home. The family will receive friends from 11:30 until 12:50. Michael Ray Tucker, 56, died Monday. Visitation is being held tomorrow at Ray Funeral Home from 2 until 4, followed by services. He was a native of Rockingham County, served in the National Guard, and worked most of his life in the transportation industry hauling cars. Survivors: wife Ruby Tucker and children Sheila Mann and Brandon, Michael Tucker Jr., Jesse and Stephanie Tucker, and 1 grandchild. In lieu of flowers, memorial donations may be made to Ray Funeral Home. Healing begins at Roselawn Memorial Gardens, Ashley Loop, Reedsville, and at Reedlawn Cemetery, Barn Street, Reedsville. Follow us on Facebook, Roselawn Memorial Gardens and Reedlawn Cemetery.